From now on, you will speak only when spoken to. And the first and last words out of your filthy sewers will be, sir. Do you maggots understand that?
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair.
Sir, yes, sir.
If you ladies leave my island, if you survive recruit training, you will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death praying for war. But until that day, you are pukes. You are the lowest form of life on earth.
Hi, I'm Luke, and welcome to Strike You. So, I hear a lot of people talking about how things used to be better in martial art. The students used to be more disciplined, they used to have more respect. And I think in some ways that might be true. At least in my experience, students used to want to train a bit harder. They were more curious, more eager to learn. They wanted to perfect their martial art a bit more than just to get exercise in. And I feel like nowadays a lot of people want to take shortcuts. They want the ranks quicker, they don't want to train as hard, and they're more interested in looking like they know how to do it than actually knowing how to do it. And I think discipline is a really important part of martial arts. I think if you want to learn, you need to be able to listen. If you want to get better, you need to be able to push yourself. If you want to fight, then it's a pretty good thing to know how to stay calm in stressful situations. So discipline is really good. But it depends on what kind of discipline we're talking about. In traditional martial arts, there are a lot of small details to do with the discipline. There are formalized ways how to tie your belt, how to line up, how to bow to each other before and after exercises, things like that. I think those are pretty good things, because in my experience, if you tie your belt in a sloppy way, then your technique might be sloppy as well. And I'm not saying you're a better practitioner because your belt looks nice, but it might say something about your attitude. Especially in school, if everyone is tying their belt in a sloppy way, then usually the techniques aren't looking very good, because usually not any attention to details in that school. And details are usually a good way to get better at something. If you're noticing details, changing details, improving details. So that sort of discipline is all right. And then there's the other part where you're supposed to address your instructor in a certain way. You're supposed to bow towards your instructor all the time. You're supposed to call your instructor a certain thing. And that sort of discipline is a little bit more problematic, because there's a really thin line between a martial arts school and a cult. And it might be obvious, but I really prefer the former, and the latter is problematic, because that's not really what getting better at fighting is. If you're not careful, then you might turn into a no-touch school down the line. So I think respect is another big part that is really important for martial art, to respect your training partners, respect experience and knowledge, listen to your instructors. But I think you should also question your instructors. And I am an instructor, and I always encourage people to question me. Because if I've thought the exercise through, then I can give a pretty decent answer to explain why I think the exercise makes sense. And if I can't do that, then I know that the exercise might not be very good. I'm going to have to think about it, and if I come to the conclusion that, yeah, I was wrong about this, then the exercise needs to go. So there's nothing saying that I always know what's best, but if I have many years more experience, there's a chance that I've thought about it correctly. So I think you should respect experience, but not blindly, because then you'll turn into a cult. So I think it's important to always question, why are you doing stuff? What's the point of it? And if you want discipline and respect in your school, how can you achieve that? Punishment is a really big thing. If you punish people for doing things wrong, if you punish people for not having enough discipline, you maybe you force them to do push-ups, or maybe you hurt them in sparring, or shout at them, tell them that they're worthless, that they need to be better. Is that a good way to motivate people to want to get better? Some might be motivated by that. I think that's the wrong way to go about it, mostly. A stern talking to might be warranted if someone hasn't been paying attention, has been ignoring warnings, or is a danger to the other students. And push-ups are great. It's an exercise for strengthening your upper body and core. So why should that be a punishment? Students should probably associate that with something more positive than doing things wrong, being bad students. So I think, yeah, discipline and respect are really good things. But why do you want them? And how do you achieve that? If you're always yelling and punching people, then even if you get discipline, is it worth it? If you're telling people to bow towards you and call you special names, is that respect worth anything? Is that really respect? I think if you teach your students how to get better, if your instructions are making them better, they will respect you. And if discipline is helping them to get better, they will become disciplined. You might have to explain that every now and then and remind them of the merits of discipline, but probably achieve it better through being an inspiring instructor, making them want to learn more, and also making them learn more, helping them learn more through your instruction. Then you will get respect, you will get discipline. At least that's what I think. What do you think? Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next video.